Sense here. 5:50 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday, April 30th, 2013. And we're looking at Earthquake 3D here, which is a USGS feed plotted out on a 3D map. And we're looking at the last 24 hours of 2.5 and greater in the United States and 4.0 and greater internationally. Now, a lot of people are talking about it. A 5.9 struck here in the Azores, which is part of Portugal, here in the mid-Atlantic. And that's very sizable for the area. Haven't seen any movement like that there in a very long time. And that's made several mainstream news stories have broke that. But what this says is this is a volcano, first of all, the Azores. There's been multiple documentaries on BBC, History Channel, Discovery Channel, talking about specifically the Azores and the Canaries. There is the possibility that the island itself could fracture. Now, this is conjecture on the part of geologists and seismologists and volcanologists, but it was enough that it actually made multiple TV shows, and they talked about it ad nauseum for many years. This is now about 10 years ago that they were talking about it. So in the meantime, we've started to see earthquake activity at other volcanic locations. The 4.0 here in Algeria, well, there was that other 4.0 that happened in Morocco, again, both at dormant volcanic sites. As you go eastward, of course, we've got plate edges here in China and Russia. And keep in mind, this is just the last 24 hours. We're seeing 5.3s, 4.0s going as far south as the South Pole, here south of New Zealand, going up and curling west across New Guinea, and then over here to Sumatra. Now let's go ahead and look at the last 7 days. And again, this is 2.5 and greater, all right? And then internationally, we're looking at 4.0 and greater. And the raised definition on these, this is the new version of Earthquake 3D. The higher the earthquake is up off the globe, the deeper the earthquake is. So we've got several very deep earthquakes that are occurring. This 4.7 here, let me just go ahead and get the stats on this. And this is linked up to the new USGS site as well. So we're looking at 318 miles deep. So when you get back over here and look at Earthquake 3D, you see how high that is up off the earth. That'll let you know that's about 300 miles. So we're seeing some fairly deep earthquakes, and we're seeing these deep earthquakes occur on either side of the areas that are in question that could be showing further large-scale movement. So when you see, for instance, over on the right-hand side here, just east of New Guinea, we've got another one of these 300-mile deep 4.0s, and then on the western side of New Guinea, 300-mile deep 4.0. Now, right in the middle, in between the two areas, we're seeing 6.0 and 7.0 movement, all right? And the same goes for north towards Taiwan, okay? We've got another 4.0 here, and that is, again, in an area where we're seeing multiple 6.0s occur in the past several weeks. Now, let's just go look at those 6.0s really quick. In the last 7 days, luckily, we've only had two 6.0s, a 6.2 and a 6.5 here, and then the 5.9 borderline 6.0 that just struck the Azores today. All in all, that's good to see compared to how it was just a week and a half, 2 weeks ago with the multiple 6.0s. We had 3 in one day and then a couple 7.0s. So now we're seeing that die out a little bit, but now the 5.0 activity is starting to pick up again in China, Russia. You can see the activity spilling west all the way here to Europe. All right, there was 4.0 in Hungary that struck this past week. South America, you can see Chile, Argentina, again, areas in question. This is actually a good sign for South America, I would say. Just to see them all in one depth, you're not seeing deeper earthquakes occur, which means that the plate movement might not be as severe down here in the near term. West Pacific, all right, again, you can see it, all right? We're looking at multiple 4 and 5.0 earthquakes spilling all the way through Europe, going up through Japan and the Kuril Islands, up here where these 5.0s are in Russia, and then spilling down to the United States. And finally, that brings us to the U.S. All right, we're looking at multiple earthquakes at Oklahoma and Texas, and then a quarry earthquake here at the Georgia-South Carolina border, and then possibly what could be related to a fracking earthquake. It's really hard to see with the resolution that's on some of these pictures up here in Montana. But again, fracking earthquakes along the edge of the craton, that's being pushed from the west, and you can see the activity to the west that's causing that, pushing over to the east, and that's causing our earthquakes at areas where we would not normally see earthquake activity, since normally we're seeing spread from the mid-Atlantic rise pushing towards the west. Now we're coming from the west towards the east, causing that buildup, that pressure to build across the plate. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys just really quick. You can come over here to my website. I've got multiple links put together for earthquake monitoring, also volcano monitoring. You can go check out the webcams at the different volcanoes. But I would urge you to have an earthquake plan ready and be prepared just in case. All right, folks, hang in there. Much love. Be safe.